of the 8th chapter of the Gospel according to Luke. Hearken unto the reading of the word of the Lord. Then they sailed to the country of Gadarenes, which is opposite Galilee. And when he stepped out on the land, there met him a certain man from the city who had demons for a long time. And he wore no clothes, nor did he live in a house, but in the tombs. When he saw Jesus, he cried out, fell down before him, and with a loud voice said, "What have I to do with you, you, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? I beg you, do not torment me." For he had commanded the unclean spirit to come out of the man. For it had often seized him, and he was kept under guard, bound with chains and shackles. And he broke the bonds and was driven by the demons into the wilderness. Jesus said to him, saying, "What is your name?" And he said, "Legion," because many demons had entered him. And they begged him that he would not command them to go out into the abyss. Now a herd of many swine were feeding there on the mountain. So they begged him that he would permit them to enter them, and he permitted them. Then the demons were out of the man, and he entered the swine, and the herd ran violently down the steep place into the lake and drowned. When those who fed them saw what had happened, they fled and told it in the city and in the country. And they went out to see what had happened, and came to Jesus, and found the man from whom the demons had been departed, sitting at his feet of Jesus, clothed and in his right mind. And they were afraid. They also had seen it told them by what means he had been demon-possessed was healed. And when the whole multitude of the surrounding region of Gadarenes asked him to depart from them, for they were seized with great fear. And he got into the boat and returned. Now the man from whom the demons had departed begged him that he might be with him. But Jesus sent him away, saying, "Return to your own home, and tell what great thing God has done for you." And he went into his way, and proclaimed throughout the whole city what great thing Jesus had done for him. The word of God for the people of God. May they add blessing and understanding to the reading of his word. There is an interesting example here of something that sometimes we overlook. Some of you just may never have heard of it. But throughout the New Testament, throughout all the Gospels, there's one and only one group that continually knew and proclaimed Jesus Christ as the Son of God. Anybody know who that was? I'll read you. What have I to do with you, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? I beg you, do not torment me. The demons. That's right. Throughout the New Testament, only one group recognized and proclaimed Christ as the Son of God continually, and that was the demons. Why? Because they knew him. Most theologians believe that demons were actually fallen angels, and so they would have known Christ from the beginning of time, or before we existed. So they immediately recognized him, and of course immediately said, "Don't torment us." Why? Because he had absolute power over them. But they were afraid of him. But I want you to notice what Christ did. He had mercy even on the demons. Yes, he could have done exactly what they feared, cast them out into the abyss. What is an abyss? Abyss is a bottomless or endless area, pit, darkness. And that's where the future of most demons, as well as Satan, will be, is that bottomless or endless pit of darkness. And isn't it marvelous that our Savior even had pity on fallen angels, demons, and allowed them to enter the swine. Now, I don't know how much better that was, because they immediately ran off down the hill and killed themselves, but he even answered their request. How much more will he answer ours if we go to him? Folks, here's an example of one of the marvelous examples of love that extends to even the very worst. Demons for which there is no hope of redemption. How much more does he love us who love him, who honor him, who serve him, who do what he says, or at least try to. A couple of weeks ago, I asked you the first question. I told you three. It was, why do we need Christ? Well, because we need Christ for salvation. The second question of that, and I told you I'd ask you today, is, why do I need to go to church? Now imagine each and every one of us have heard at least once, if not a million times, somebody say, oh, well, I don't need to go to church to be a good Christian. And I agree. There is that potential. How many of you think you're a saint? Should. We're all saints of church, folks. But not in the sense of being almost perfect. Most of us, left to our own device, will, without the help and reinforcement and encouragement of other Christians, of the church family, of the association with other Christians, will have a tendency to fall back right to where we came from. Some of us, and I speak from experience of many years, some of us don't even need that. Becky has told many of you, used to, I live with my watch constantly looking at the time. More than once have I got and left before communion because it's going to run past my tea time. Showing a great deal of care and love and behavior of that of a Christian one.